everybody, welcome to today's video where we will be going over how to do some basic graphing in Excel. I'm going to make a few of these videos throughout the year. We're going to start with this one, which is related to the density lab you've been doing. That just goes over how do I generate a chart. So we're going to go over two different scenarios. Scenario one is where we have just like basic, here's some data, here's another set of data. I want one to be the X, one to be the Y axis. And then something similar to what you're doing in the lab, where I have multiple sets of data that I want to be on the graph. So first, highlight your data set. Go to Insert. Then you'll see this kind of menu pop up. And it might be different if you're on a Mac, but you should still have to go to Insert. You're going to see an area called Charts. You want to insert a scatter, not a line, a scatter. And let's just start with the one that is the dots, no connections. It will generate a chart. It will generate a chart, and you can now drag that chart around. I'm going to bring it close to my data. I want to keep it clicked, and then under Chart Design, you want to go to Select Data and click that. And this will bring up some basic ways to edit the data you have. So it will show you what you've highlighted as your data. I'm going to go to Edit. Now series name, it's just picked a random sheet. You can see how these are highlighting around area. I don't want the name of the series to be this. So I'm going to hit this arrow. And I'm just going to click any other box that has information in it. And I want it to be mass versus area. And then click the arrow again. Beautiful. Now the chart's mass versus area. And then right now you can see when I click on this arrow where it said X values, it's set that to mass. If you want mass to be the X, fantastic. If you want another set of values to be the X, in this case area, you can click it and just simply get that white plus sign, highlight the data in the Y, under the area tab, I should say, and click the arrow again. And now the Y-axis and the X-axis are both area, but we've taken mass and we've taken it off the X-axis and made area the Y-axis. Same thing here, where it says series Y values, you can click that arrow. Right now it's highlighting area because that's what it defaulted to. Highlight mass instead, get all the data points in there, click it again, and now mass is the Y-axis. Hit OK, hit OK. To make sure this chart is still clicked, we are still under Chart Design. Go to Quick Layout, and usually this first option is my favorite because it comes up with a key title, and then you can change the axes titles to whatever it is that you would like them to be. So that's basic, just like taking data, putting it onto a chart. But what if it gets more complicated where we have numerous objects and numerous data sets, and if you highlight all of it and you go to Insert, Chart, Scatter, you're going to notice something weird. First, you wanted 3 objects data sets, and you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And if I click the yellow, it just randomly assigned row 7 here and just plotted those points. And same thing if I click the gray, that's row 6. So you can't just simply highlight all the data sets. What you need to do is do exactly where we started last time. Highlight one data set, Insert, Chart, Scatter. Now, click that chart. You can drag it around, move it closer, move it further away. Back to Chart Design, select Data. I'm going to do a quick edit on Series 1. I like my X and Y axis. I'm not going to change that. But I want the series name for this to be Object 1 because that's the data that we just graphed. Okay. Now you want to hit Add. When you go to Add, it's going to prompt you with, well, what would you like to add? The series name will be Object 2 now. The X-axis, remember we said this is going to be mass, so I'm going to highlight all the data under mass for Object 2. And then the y-axis, we want it to be area, so I'm going to highlight all of the area data under Object 2. Hit OK. Now Object 2 is being graphed, but we have to add Object 3, so hit Add again, Series Name, click the arrow, Object 3, click it again, X, Mass, highlight, click the arrow again, Y, click, highlight what you want to be the Y, click, OK, OK. Now all that information is on the graph. All of the data sets are on the graph. If I click this gray line, it's Object 3, it's mass versus area. If I click the orange line, it's Object 2, mass versus area. Let's change it to the layout number 1, where now we can change the chart title to whatever we want it to be, mass versus area of various objects. Here's Object 1, Object 2, Object 3. This, we're going to do mass. And we're going to do this properly this time. You want the axis title to not only be what it is, but put the units. The units are grams, not milligrams, not kilograms. And this was area. And again, that was in centimeters squared, not meters squared, etc. And that's it. So, this is a YouTube video, and like any other video you're watching, you can pause and rewind. You can do your lab as you watch this video. But that's basic graphing in Excel. The next time we do a graph, I might talk about how can we get the slope of this line, how can we add a trend line, etc. But I think that's good for now. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys later.